We are the Young People Leaving Care programme as part of Shared Lives Plus. Our team is actually also made up of our strategic advisor, Rachel, and another ambassador, Vicky, but they couldn't be with us today, so it's the three of us. One really important thing to mention is that our programme consists of our three care experience ambassadors, because everything we do is co-produced right from the core. Our aim is to support shared life schemes, to support care leavers. We want to end the cliff edge of care for young people who are in care currently, and when they reach 18, they're going through that transitional stage into adulthood. They currently experience a real drop-off of support. We want shared lives to be an option for all young people for who it's right for them. So the programme, the Young People Leaving Care programme itself, sits within Shared Lives Plus, and Shared Lives Plus is the overarching membership body of Shared Lives schemes. There's shared life schemes in 150 areas nationally, so most local councils will have a shared life scheme linked to them, and if you don't know yours, find out. So why is young people leaving care a real focus for us in Shared Lives? Well, it's because there's a need there. We know that 33% of care leavers become homeless in the first 2 years of leaving care. We know that they have lots of support through children's services. We know that there's packages of support around that leaving care element, but actually those relationships fall off, and that's what Shared Lives can offer. We also know that 85% of children in residential homes have an EHCP. So we know, again, that there is a need for shared lives for this cohort of young people. So what's happening at the moment? So at the moment, we have 38 schemes. So that's 38 shared lives teams that are on the programme, and that's nationally. We've currently within those 38 schemes, supporting 130 care leavers within arrangements in Shared Lives. So they're either living with Shared Lives carers within Shared Lives carers homes, or they're accessing day support or short breaks through Shared Lives. And 80% of our care leavers are in education, employment and training, which is a real successful outcome for us, because we know that care leavers nationally, the current figure is that 60% are in education, employment and training.
This is one of our 3 other films. The one that you're going to be seeing today is the young person one. It's got co-production from us, and it's aimed for young people. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Katie. We're ready for it to play.
Hi, I'm Gracie. I'm an ambassador under the Care Leavers programme.
My name's Katie. What's your name?
Hello, my name's Victoria. I am a Shared Lives young person. I was brought up in foster care from the age of 12. My foster carers gave 28 days notice and I had to leave the home. I did get put into a supported living home, which didn't work out as well as I thought. And then that's when I moved into Shared Lives. Where I am, I'm much more safer now. So I live with a lady called Jane. I moved in with her when I was 18 and I've been there ever since.
We were so well matched. I can't help but love Vic. She's fantastic. We have such a laugh together.
Shared Lives is more fun than being in foster care because there's more freedom.
It's so different from what I'm used to, because it actually enabled me with a lot of freedom to be independent, and I just didn't think that would ever be a thing for like carers to do, and it just made me feel like I could be my own individual person, which I'd never had that before, and it really just opened up a lot in my life. Having Shared Lives really improved my social circle with other carers as well, and it's really helped me grow my sense of style that no one shames me for or makes me feel different for, or being able to just live life as an adult, which I never thought I would have that kind of freedom for, and it's just really made me grow as an adult and as a person.
I think my independence has grown really well, and I've become a different person since being in Shared Lives, and my confidence has grown really well.
As an adult, she got to make her choices, and I think she still does. I don't think she's ever had that before.
So my main job, I'm a stage technician at the Royal Dangate in Northampton. I'm a Oliver McGowan co-trainer for people with learning disabilities for 2 companies.
I'm Oliver McGowan trained for autism, where I go and train doctors and nurses. I've got my own bowling group, where young people can come and meet once a month at the end to have a game of bowling.
I just feel like it'd be good for certain young people who have left care and then they're going into a really dark path, because that does happen with some people.
It's not just caring for people with disabilities, it's so much broader than that, it's wider. It's not just about leaving care either, it's leaving other situations where you just need that love, even if it's a temporary amount of care, even if it's just needing a friend or a parental figure.
Managing money, learning how to look after yourself a bit better, learning how to manage your own place. It will give you all the support that you might need if you're struggling in life and everything like that.
I think the main thing for me personally would be the relationships. It's something that I've really lacked within life, is having someone there for me, and I just thought that I couldn't really have that because I've never felt kind of deserving of that in a way. So having shared lives, I was able to meet carers and have other people under the shared life scheme that could also relate to my experiences, and that's really what has helped me the most, is knowing that I've got people that I can rely on and people that I trust, just like Maria. That they'll always be there, and I feel that's the most important thing for me, and that's what's really changed my life with shared lives.
It's amazing because everyone classes you like family.
It's family orientated. They believe in that institution of staying together.
I don't really class Jane as my carer anymore, I class her as family.
It's not something to ever be ashamed of, and it's not something that you have to hide or be embarrassed about. If you just need a little bit of love, it's okay. I get it because I've been there.
Thank you, Marie. So hopefully that's given you a little taste of shared lives and what shared lives is like for young people. And what we really want you to get away from today, from this sort of short snippet of shared lives, is actually understanding what that can give to a young person who's care experienced, what those relationships can do. And there's no better way to share that than through the voices of lived experience. So you're going to hear from Katie and Gracie now about their own lived experience, how they came into shared lives, and a little bit about what it's done for them. So over to you, Katie.
I moved into foster care with my now mum and dad when I was 2.5, alongside my sisters too. We always have been one big family with my mum, dad and kids and us. At the age of 16, mum and dad started to worry about what was going to happen when I was going to be 18 and my future. Mum and dad wanted to make sure that I'll still be supported and looked after, because I need more support than what staying put offers. I was left uncertain about what's happening with my future, which worried me greatly. Also, mum and dad, luckily, dad found about Share Lives and he himself and took a look into it to the social worker. So here I am, after 4 years in Shared Lives, still living with my amazing family. My achievements since being in Shared Lives is that I've got paid employment, stable home and home life, setting up my own bowling group to make friends and connect with others and build my confidence for my future.
Amazing, Katie. Thank you. And then over to Gracie with the next slide. Thank you.
Hi. This slide just gives a brief description of my story and how I became homeless just a month before my 18th birthday. To my stepmom, who was also a carer at the time, and my dad, which caused a huge strain in our relationship. For a parent that was supposed to nurture me into navigating me into this life kind of left me aside. I made a plan with my shared lives placement that I would be on respite for 12 weeks until moving into an assisted living accommodation. However, it slowly turned into 4 years because I got too comfortable. Shared Lives was my final option, and it was also my safest option for my vulnerable state of mind. I was undiagnosed with autism and ADHD at the time, and I felt so lost between two different worlds of one where I was too able to struggle, but also too abnormal to fit in. And the thought of my life without Shared Lives terrifies me for what it would be like if it wasn't for taking a chance on me with my Shared Lives placement. I felt like a hopeless case previously, feeling like a burden to others, and with a brain that I couldn't explain. I had to learn to trust a stranger with my new Shared Lives placement and really breaking down the walls that I'd built around me. My anxiety and depression were being untreated at the time and neglected for so many years. So my mental health was at an all-time low. And now, as an ambassador, I no longer wish for Shared Lives to be a last option for those who need it most. My proudest achievements is becoming a Shared Lives ambassador to tell my story and advocate for the lost voices of the care system. Although I'm not a care leaver myself, coming from homelessness, I still believe that every child has a right for a brighter future, and they are the future of the generations for us moving forward. I was able to manage my mental health, talk about my feelings a bit more, and I also saw a specialist on autism and learned a bit more about my diagnosis and myself. And my Shared Lives founded family were able to give me the courage to mend my broken and severed relationships with my family and my parents, that I was able to regain contact with my dad and even my mum after 6 years of no contact. Yes, that's it.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Gracie. Gracie, do you want to kick off?
Yes, the difference that Shared Lives can make is the consistency that I have found, because I'm very fortunate to have access to all three packages that are provided by Shared Lives, which is long-term care, respite and day support. And through this, I have found that Shared Lives supports with the continuity of the same carers allocated for people due to the matching process. They find the best support needed for us, and with that, we can easily create deep connections, and that we also carry with us even when we depart from Shared Lives. We can still remain in contact with the carers. You can really tell that the carers in Shared Lives really love their job and what they do, and it's not like they're really waiting for a paycheck. They really put that time and effort in. We are a village of people. Carers can also depend on each other and for advice and creating friendships amongst themselves as well.
This is a very short kind of whistle stop tour about Shared Lives. And if any of you haven't heard of Shared Lives before, so this is completely new to you, please do reach out to us. We've got our contacts at the end. But Shared Lives, it is really broad. What we're bringing to you today is that real focus on what Shared Lives can do for our care experienced young people who are really experiencing that cliff edge. But also Shared Lives is a care and support offer to adults with learning disabilities, dementia, and other additional needs too. So do look into it if you don't know about it. But as Gracie said, you know, there's a real focus on that kind of consistent relationship, deep connection, trusted, supportive stability. Shared Lives can really work for that individual person. It's bespoke. It could be live-in long-term support. It might just be day support, it might be short breaks, whatever is needed for that person. So it really focuses on the person at the centre as well. Okay, Katie is going to talk you through some of our resources available. Go on, Katie.
So we've got loads of resources. They are up to date. The only thing what's not available, because we only did it last week, is the module, which is our new training for carers. But that will be available in the summer.
Superb. Thank you, Katie. So yeah, we're always busy, aren't we, ladies? We're always doing new things, and all of those things come from our ambassadors. As I said at the start, we co-produce from the core, so we meet weekly as a team, so the three ambassadors and Rachel and I, and they bring to us, they tell us what do we need to reach young people who are currently in that care experience, in that care system, that we need to support them. What do we need to do? What resources do we need to work on? How do we need to get that message out? Which is where those films came from as well, because the young people were really keen that to speak to young people, we need to do something fun and exciting. So that's why we did that. And then, as Katie said, the current resource that we're working on is some training for foster carers. So foster carers who do end up coming across as Shared Lives carers with their young person, it is a big transition. It's quite misunderstood. A lot of people think it's the same thing, but actually what's really important is moving into that adulthood space. We want our young people's independence to be promoted. We want them to be encouraged, and we want absolutely that care and support around them. But it's a very different approach to that of kind of child fostering. So we're really keen to, from hearing from the young people, from hearing from carers, from hearing from shared life schemes, actually that's a real important resource for them. So all of these things we work on as part of the program. Everything's free as part of it's what we offer, it's what we do. So we're always applying for more funding so that we can keep going and keep doing what we're doing for young people.
If you wasn't ready to leave home at 18, why do you expect us to?
Thank you, Katie. So this is from Katie. We went to a principal social worker event really recently, and again we that was all co-produced with the young people, so they planned what we were going to talk to the principal social workers about, and Katie's main thing was we really wanted to embed to them that actually, if you weren't ready to leave home at 18, why do you expect us to? And we've really felt that was just so powerful. And what they did at that event actually is they got people to do that activity, didn't you, Katie? You got people to write and draw what they were doing at 18 and really think about what it would feel like to lose all your relationships and home and stability at that time, and really kind of embed yourself in a care leaver's mind. So yeah, we want to really leave you with that powerful thought, and then move on to any questions that you've got for us.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Just want to say on behalf of everyone watching, in particular, thank you, Katie and Gracie, for such a professional presentation and for sharing your own experiences. You know, it's really powerful for us to hear that. So thank you so much for doing that. Just encourage anyone that's listening to post any questions or comments in the chat. I do have the first question, which is from Laurie, who's been watching today. She says that she loves this. Do you see a world where this becomes more widely available for any looked after children leaving care as they transition to adulthood? Many looked after children could benefit.
We hope we've got a new project going ahead called the ESMA scheme, and it's those who do not meet adult funding, and it's a 3-year project.
Absolutely, Katie.
Yes.
Brilliant answer. Gracie, did you want to jump in and then I'll follow up?
I just think that that's exactly what we're working towards, is for shared lives to become bigger and make it worldwide and make it really known and out there. We really want shared lives to be that first option that social workers really go to.
Yes.
Absolutely. So yes, yes, we do see that vision, and it is ever building. The program's only been running 2 years, and the growth has been amazing. And that, as I said, shared lives has been around for years and years. It's only now that we're pulling it into this young people arena. So a lot of the schemes on the program are supporting young people from 16 plus. Some other shared life schemes are still only able to support from 18 upwards, but that's our dream, is that all shared life schemes would be able to support young people from 16, so that at any time over that transitional time from 16 to 18, they can move in a smooth transition into a shared lives arrangement, and then kind of move on to adulthood within that supportive arrangement. So it doesn't have to be forever. It doesn't have to be that young person stays in that placement, you know, ongoing. This could be a stepping stone to further independence, and that's what we really see it as. And just to touch on what Katie said, because that's an excellent point. Yes, we're ever building and ever kind of looking at different ways we can support different types of care leavers as well. So at the moment, what we're talking about today, this relies on young people meeting that Care Act eligibility when they get to 18 for that support to continue. But the new project that we've got funding to test, that we're working across 5 sites to do over the next 3 years, is to actually test a pathway for care leavers who don't meet Care Act eligibility but still have additional needs, that they need that support to move into adulthood with, but the understanding that they will be able to live independently after that. I hope that answers any questions.
Thanks, Mary. So we've got a question from Marina, specifically for you, Gracie and Katie. What kind of lessons do you think social workers could learn from your experiences? So that's both before and within shared life. So any kind of dealings you've had with social workers, what advice would you give them or share with them?
I think it's the continuity. They seem to push people to different social workers, and there never is that stability of kind of gradually getting to know the new one or passing us on, like, slowly, or getting to know them. It is just a case of kind of dropping us off and moving on. They seem to, well, from my experience, not really get to know me and kind of assume what I'd want and what I'd like. And they never really ask me what would benefit me, or how I was feeling at the time, to really see where I could navigate better in life. But I hope that that can be something that kind of changes, and they have more like catering support towards that individual and really listen to their opinions and what they want from the heart of it.
Thanks, Gracie. And Katie, what about from your perspective, Katie?
For me, what Grace says, also they come out with a list of questions, and it's they leave the talk and not like the young person.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. I think it's really helpful for any social workers that you're training or still in practice to understand what works best for you guys. So thank you so much. That's brilliant. A question here from Pauline, which is about, I suppose, any advice on developing relationships between leaving care teams, so specific leaving care teams, and their local shared lives scheme. She says that we don't seem to use the local scheme nowhere near enough. So I don't know if you've got any thoughts on that.
Absolutely. And go on, Gracie.
No, you should go. Absolutely.
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure you've got thoughts, you two have got thoughts on this, because this is something we're really trying to work on, isn't it? To build those connections between local authorities and your local shared life scheme, and build that awareness, because awareness is our biggest barrier. People just don't know about us. So yes, absolutely. Lots of tips, because it's pieces of work we've done in a lot of areas. So what I will say is, get in touch with us after today, and we can talk more specifically about your area and what that looks like, and we might have links with them already. But yeah, what I'd say is what we've done in other areas is we've come out and we've done events where we pull you together. We bring the leaving care teams, children's services, adult services together, and with the shared life scheme, so that there's some real understanding of where those pathways are, where they need to be developed, and actually a better understanding of, for practitioners, of who am I working with that this might be right for. Gracie, do you want to add anything?
No, you covered it actually. I was going to say the same thing. We were working on building it together because it's one of the hardest things at the minute, but we're getting there. We're trying new ideas.
Absolutely.